Hey Christina, long time no see. I've not posted a video last week and just wanted to come back, give you another one of my quick thoughts from the balcony. I've kind of have three separate ideas that are pretty connected in my head, and I'm going to try to connect them for you right now. Definition of unhappiness, Star Wars, and external validation. So my new definition of unhappiness. So I was watching this YouTuber and he's talking about a video of happiness and happiness, whatever. And he came up with this very clear, very simple definition. Unhappiness is wanting things to be a way that they aren't. And the crux of it, it's very simple. It's very kind of Buddhist idea of accepting of what is your reality and what you can't control. Accepting a lesser place in the world. It's a lot about acceptance and trust of faith. You can say God, you can say time, you can say humanity, you can say faith in whatever, and just accepting it, right? About feeling powerless. It's about feeling a lack of confidence. It's about feeling terrible pain and loss. And, the kind of Buddhist mentality is to let go of all that suffering, let go of emotion, right? All right, this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen the Star Wars movies. So now on to Star Wars. So I've never seen the Star Wars movies, and me and my roommates have been watching them, and the kind of arc of Anakin throughout the movies has been so interesting to me. A little boy who has feel this great power, this desire to change the things he has in his life. He's so passionate, he has all this emotion, and he has great potential, right? Anakin goes from that to being this young prodigy who finally gets accepted, who finally people are like, oh, this guy's great. And he is constantly searching for love and affirmation, and he either gets some harsh criticism or praise for his achievements, which is kind of the way our education system is built, our culture is built. It's built on taking out the negatives, pushing up the positives, right? And internally, at least what I think about that, this kind of extrinsic reward system, is it builds this kind of, it creates an external locus of control, which is something I've talked about in other videos, where your happiness, your lot in life, your choices are often defined by others opinions of you, by others' actions towards you. When I think of Anakin, I think of this kind of this struggle around him between kind of this praise and these promises of what he can be, and then this kind of search for affection and this search for just being enough, right? Just for himself. And then in the third movie, it becomes this thing about power, right? And unhappiness, right? And I think that's the thing about power is when you accept that power is good and you want it, it's because you put it above morality, right? I think this is a quote I've heard multiple times, like, for people who are evil, or who seek powers, there's no good and evil. There's only power. There's only decisions. There's only choosing things the way, only having the ability to make things the way you want them, and not having that ability, right? That's what power is. The power to influence and to control the world around you. And to those with it, they can. And to those without it, they can't, right? So, in that end, power is more and more self-seeking. The more power you have, the more power you want. It fuels you with this ability to control your reality, right? And I think the morality of being good and bad is this kind of need to accept reality, to let go of your fears and desires. And the number one thing that he's afraid of letting go is his wife and his child Padme, because she apparently dies in childbirth, and he will go to whatever means to make that happen, right? To learn the power to save someone else. In the end, he eventually kills her. Spoiler alert. Happiness, this uncontrollable unhappiness that you can't find the self-worth no matter what you do. This forever need to prove something, this need to be accepted, just to hear somebody pat you on the back, just to hear somebody look you in the eyes and say, you're accepted, you're beautiful, you're all you need, I have been, struggling with that, right? I think for a while for a lot of my life, I kind of lived with this confidence and this assuredness about myself that was half ignorance, half kind of stubbornness to accept that I am who I am, I'm moral, I know what's up, I'm confident, I can do whatever, I don't care what people think of me. In a lot of ways I've lost that confidence, but I've gained a lot of information about what that really means, right? So looping back to kind of Anakin and his struggle with being unable to accept his wife dying, being unable to accept people who he believes who he's above controlling his decisions and his actions, how he sees all these people going for power, right? He loses track of the sides of good and evil and what's good and what's bad, and then there's a sense of just finding what is powerful, right? A lot of great people, there is this desire to prove things to people. Think about my own life. I'm caught between this desire to hold my own self-morality, self-confidence, and belief in myself, and live that way and be free of all of these kinds of doubts. But I really do, there's really this block between this. There's a thing that I want, a thing that I think I should get, a thing that is important to me, and it's out of my control, partially. And I can sense this sort of morality or the right thing of just trusting the process and trusting myself, or finding this internal kind of beauty and being like, I don't care what other people think and just live my life. And I feel that, right? I know I should do that, but I just can't sometimes. And there's that kind of unhappiness behind that, and this desire to change the things in my life, to do the things that will make it easier, right? And truly, I don't know. As much as you can say, well, it's obvious, you know the right answer. The right answer is to screw everybody and just find it within yourself. It seems impossibly hard. I think one thing that is just when you get a little bit of confidence that way, the wrong way, I'd say. When someone says, good job. I don't know, when you get some sort of validation that way, and it makes you feel good, makes you feel excited, you just want more of it. You live and die by the opinions of others. You rank yourself by these opinions, and it's terrible. But temporarily, it fulfills that desire that will never get filled, or at least the way it feels that way. Or it just feels like, I just need this one thing to go my way. I just need it, I just need one person. I just need one thing. First of all, you never know. I know it's gonna fuck me up. I know this way of thinking is what has fucked so many people up, with people with great intentions, great ability, great backgrounds, great friends, and these kinds of conundrums fuck them up. Fucks tons of people up. Inability to... No, it's not an inability. It's being stuck between this hole you feel within yourself, and you think there's one way to fill this hole, right? You know that this is the way people fill the hole. But you also kind of know that the hole really doesn't ever go away. Alright, Christina, I'm going to try to edit this in a way that's somewhat coherent and do my best. Alright, I love you. Bye-bye.